Pokemon Duel version 5.0.3 is now available. You will have to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store to download the latest version of the software. But once you're updated, you're going to get numerous bug fixes, 2 new EXs, and a new UX. Once you log in, you're going to notice that we have a nice login bonus. I actually did not take a screenshot, but if memory serves correctly, you're going to get a booster ticket, you're going to get an EX rare medal, and you're going to get an EX ingot. You're also going to get a Groudon. Like I was saying before, Groudon was a gym bonus reward, and it was one that was released way back when the game was only available in Japan. They made it available for the global release via the Ground Gym Cup, I believe, or maybe it was the Rock. And that was your only way of getting it previously. Now everybody has the opportunity to pick up that Pokemon. They're gonna give it to you for free. And it's really weird that not too long ago, I was mentioning how the Break Energies, nobody ran them. And now we've gotten all of them except for Rayquaza, and Rayquaza is available in the mat shop. Now this isn't the gift that I was expecting. In fact, it's a very generous gift. Anytime that they're gonna give you rare medals, ingots, and a free figure with a booster ticket, you can't really complain about that. At the same time, everybody still has this shiny Magikarp that we can do nothing with because it doesn't have anything to evolve into, and it only has a 10 attack. I wonder why they're releasing a Pokemon that is completely worthless. Yes, I know the rewards that they're giving out, like Kyogre, Groudon, Dragonair, or Dragonite, and Electriv, don't have a lot of value. But the fact of the matter is shiny Magikarp has 0 value. It's not gonna win any battles unless your opponent rolls miss, or unless you get it up against a Cosmog. And then maybe you can beat the 1 attack? I don't know. But it's gotta be soon. Maybe a Christmas gift. I don't know at this point. I've been wrong speculating, so I'm not gonna speculate anymore about it. But it's gotta be soon. Before I get into what's new, well, and this is actually kind of new, but we do have the holiday time boosters, which are gonna have such figures as EX Dragonite and EX Electriv. Now, if you don't know, or if you're newer to the game, the general consensus is that Electriv is in the bottom 3 for worst EX Pokemon. In fact, I would go out on a very strong limb and say that most of the modern rares way outclass Electriv. But if you are looking to collect the Pokemon to have the entire collection, then here's your opportunity where previously you didn't have it. And then there's Dragonite. Hoping that Dragonite gets a buff somewhere along the way. Maybe if we get to a dragon or a flying gym again, that'll be its day, because right now it's pretty underclassed and pretty underwhelming. Now the thing is, if you think about all of the Pokemon that they give you as gifts, with the exception of probably Gyarados, typically they're not gonna be great, if that makes sense. That may be usable, but probably not. In fact, I'm trying to think of any of the Pokemon outside of Gyarados when Gyarados was really good for a rare. I'm trying to think if any of the gifts that they've given out run it all, and nothing is coming to mind. So that kind of lets you know everything that you need to know. So here we are, the new figures. And I will tell you that, like we saw at the beginning of the month, where they split it up into A and B boosters, now it's split up into C and D boosters, and I'm still not a fan. I did get a lot of feedback from people who are free to play when I mentioned how I didn't like this and I thought it was really hurting the free to play players. And it turns out that a lot of them actually liked the ability to pick and choose. The problem is now they've taken the new figures and they've split them between the new boosters. If we look at Booster C, the Pokemon that is new is Magearna. And I hope I'm saying that right, but it looks like Magearna. It is a Steel Fairy type with the ability of Soul Heart. This Pokemon deals +3 damage for each time one of your Pokemon has been knocked out. This Pokemon can remove curse markers and cracked markers by tagging. We'll get into cracked markers in just a minute when we cover Scissor, but that's actually really nice. I wish that they would do more to eliminate Banish, but it's a good start. If we look at the wheel, you will see that it has 8 Miss at level 1, a 40 wheel slice of Dazzling Gleam, opposing Pokemon adjacent to this Pokemon spin, and if they spin a gold attack, they are knocked out. That is followed by a 28 wheel slice of Floor Cannon. If the battle opponent is knocked out, this Pokemon returns to its start of the duel state, excluding evolution and special conditions. And here's the thing, we'll get into the blue so that you know why that matters, followed by another 4 Miss wheel slice, which will go down to just 4 total at level 5. And if we look at its blue 20 wheel slice of Shift Gear, until the end of the duel, this Pokemon's MP becomes 3 and its blue attacks become misses. So if you roll the blue, you're going to become a runner. Now the price you're going to pay for becoming a runner is you're now going to have at least a 24 or at least a 28 slice of miss. Now, going back to the Floor Cannon, if you roll Floor Cannon on your subsequent turn, then you're going to get your blue back because that's how you started the duel. If we continue on and look what is in Booster C, you're going to see Mega Sceptile, Mega Swampert, Mega Blastoise, Mega Venusaur, Primarina, Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu, Tapu Lele, Tapu Koko, Venusaur, Swampert, Blastoise. So if you're looking for chain levels on any of those, or if you don't have any of the Tapu line, that may be the best way to go for you. Moving over to Booster D, the first thing you will see is Mega Scissor. Mega Scissor is a Bug Steel type with Crimson Alloy. This Pokemon can MP move over Pokemon on the field. If the battle opponent of this Pokemon spends an attack of 120 or more damage, attach a cracked marker to the battle opponent. Your Bug type and Steel type Pokemon deal +10 damage. If we go on and look at the wheel, you are going to see a 4 Miss Slice, which will be removed at level 5. A 36 wheel slice of Crushed Doom. If the battle opponent has a cracked marker on it, exclude the battle opponent from the duel unless it's a fire type Pokemon. Basically, if it's Blaziken. Unless you have, I guess Charizard could hit 120. Blaziken is definitely able to do the 130 or 140 if it's out of an evolution. If you're able to evolve Incineroar at least 1 evolution from Torracat, then that'll get it up to 120. And other than that, off the top of my head, I can't think of any other fire types that are going to hit that magic 120 threshold. Yeah, you can do things with sea levels. You can do Heatran with a Steel Energy Plate and reach up to the 120. But other than that, I don't know. Like, you could do Moltres at sea level 10, could hit 120. But it's a very select few Pokemon figures that are going to be able to reach that and are fire types. A 32 wheel slice of Gold, Bullet Punch 70. Now remember, both of these attacks are going to gain a +20 because they are Bug and Steel type. And then you have a 24 wheel slice of Dodge. And I have to say, Not a huge fan of dodge. I don't know what I would put in its place. Definitely not a miss. I just kind of feel like if a mega is only available for such a short time, and let's be honest, this is doing, it's gonna do 130 and then 100 damage, because you're gonna get the 10 for the evolution coming out of Scissor to Mega Scissor, and then you're gonna get the plus 20 buff on top of that. But Deoxys attack form hits for 130, and it doesn't need evolutions, and it's there for more than just 7 turns. If we move on, a crowd favorite, people have been asking for this for a while, is Scissor, still Bug Steel type. If the battle opponent of this Pokemon spends an attack of 130 or more damage, which is interesting that for Scissor, the damage threshold has to be 130, but for Mega Scissor, the damage threshold has to be 120. Kind of interesting that they did that. Attach a cracked marker to the battle opponent. If we look at its wheel, 4 miss is one of the miss slices is going to go away. I believe it's the one between the dodge and the 100. Don't quote me on that. It has a 32 wheel slice of crushing squeeze. If the battle opponent has a cracked marker on it, this Pokemon takes no damage and the battle opponent is knocked out unless it is a fire type Pokemon. Well, let's think about what are our options here that hit 130 and aren't fire type. That eliminates Blaziken. Deoxys A, that's kind of the end of my list of just base Pokemon. Now you can get evolutions and things that can happen that'll get you up to that 130 threshold, but Lunala doesn't match that because Lunala is doing half the damage. So it's 60 acts like a 120 or 65 acts like 130, but it's really not. So I'm not sure how useful that is, and it's kind of scary if we think that more Pokemon are going to be coming out that are doing the 130 damage. I guess this is a good counter to a lot of water decks that have Manaphy boosts. So you could see that in a situation, although the setup on water decks takes so long that not a lot of people run them. A 32 wheel slice of Bullet Punch, and then another miss, and then a 24 wheel slice of Dodge. So that is going to cover it for the new EX and UX Pokemon. It's a smaller banner, but I'm okay with that. It seems like the big banner was at the beginning of the month, and then this is a subsequent banner or a supplemental banner, if you will. And all of this is just leading up to a Fairy Steel gym that should be happening tomorrow, because currently we have, and it's today while you're watching it, but tomorrow while I'm recording it, but because today we have the Orbital Haul. I'm gonna need help putting together a deck. I'm just gonna be totally honest. I've run a couple of different things in the Orbital Haul to try to figure out what works. I can tell you right off the top of my head, Mimikyu is going to be a pain. Solgaleo, I think, is gonna be really nice. And after that, I don't know, maybe some kind of combination of Yveltal and Sableye. Just not 100% sure. And just know that as the gym progresses, I will be doing videos on good counters. If you are running into a lot of steel types in the gym, I would suggest Aaron. Aaron has a really nice ability where it knocks out steel type. Similar to, I believe it's Bronzor. Which knocks out 3 MP Pokemon. That might be a way to go. Vibrava, which is now fixed with the latest patch, is always a good option in a gym to slow down rushes. It's not going to eliminate it, but it is going to do a good job of slowing down. You do have Heatran and Empoleon, which are both steel types, which are getting the damage buff. So those could be very useful in gym as far as controlling the rush. But there's a ton of different options, ton of different ways that you can go. I need to play with things and figure out what I think works best, what counters work best. But those Pokemon that are listed there, you should be able to put together some kind of a deck. Maybe this can get you through day 1 or day 2 of the gym until you start figuring out what works and doesn't work for you. And it's not like we just got 3 new Pokemon. There are actually more of the full evolution line of Metagross is now available. Interested to test those out, play with them. Look like they have some pretty nice, interesting abilities. Not gonna know until I actually have a chance to put them into a room match or at least test them out. Even though this is gonna come out after the gym has already started, I put together a deck of the Magearna, 2 Mimikyus, Heatran, Solgaleo. I forgot who my 6th Pokemon was. See how this works. Kind of give you my thoughts. We'll see what the opponent is running. I saw Genesect, I saw Heatran. Oh, and then I have Skyther with the evolution to Scissor. My opponent, Zapdos, Genesect, Xerneas, Coco, and Tapu Bulu. I think Tapu Bulu might actually be a decent pick in this gym. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this way. That's kind of a misplay. I should have taken Mimikyu out. I wasn't thinking gym in my head. Mimikyu is actually gonna be a better open if you go first, because Magearna isn't gonna be able to hop over. Although that works out really well for me, that my opponent chose to block with that. This is where I think Yveltal and Sableye would be beneficial, because these ghost type aren't gonna be able to hop over them. See what happens. My opponent's gonna bring out his Zapdos and attack. Not a bad choice, but Mimikyu is going to get a very fortunate knockout. I'm gonna move up and take the entry point. He's going to have to, I think that's probably a good game. I think. And there we go. So if you, my advice for this gym, block Mimikyu and worry about the rest when you get there. That was a very fortunate roll. You didn't get to see any of my figures, but you did get to see the most important thing, and that is how ridiculously good Mimikyu is going to be in this gym, because you are going to have to knock him out twice. And Care Bear actually pointed out, with Magearna getting +3 every time one of your Pokemon is knocked out, every time Mimikyu loses its disguise marker, it is technically a knockout. So Magearna is actually going to gain a +3 for that. So without losing a Pokemon off the field, if you're running 2 Mimikyus, Magearna could actually have +6 damage and you did not lose any Pokemon. Very good. I think that's really good synergy, tying into yesterday's video. And I think if you don't have that Pokemon, it might be worth crafting. I don't know what the gym rewards are going to be, but if I had to, I'd say there's going to be 100 Carmonite, Shiny Gyarados. I don't know. But maybe just an EX Cube. It'll be like 50 gyms, a couple booster tickets, a couple 100,000, 150,000 ingots, a handful of rare metals, and a couple of cubes would be my best guess. That's going to wrap up today's video. Get out there and play the gym. You've got, I don't know, probably through the weekend to rack up all the wins, probably 30 wins. It's not undoable. I think you guys can do it without grinding too hard. And until next time.